Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be going over just three things today. As the NFL season is now over, with the Super Bowl being complete, with the Rams being your Super Bowl champions. A great game, great halftime show, definitely one for the books. But now that is past, we're going to be looking at some other things in other sports. First, we're going to be talking about the MLB Lockout. When will it end? What is going to happen? Will we even have baseball in 2022? And then we're going to be going over to soccer, or if you're watching somehow from outside the United States or in Europe, football, the UEFA Champions League. The round of 16 predictions, see how that will go. And then my predictions, just brief, about the second half of the NBA season as the All-Star game, I'm pretty sure it's today. So, yeah, it should be a solid amount of time today. I think the UEFA Champions League predictions will take up most of the video, but in the end, let's just get going to the MLB Lockout. All right, so the MLB has been on a lockout for around 80 days. The MLB, the MLBPA, they just can't get anything at all. They literally cannot. They just had a meeting that lasted 15 minutes. That's the most recent thing I've heard about it. And it just really seems like the MLB just can't get anything done with the MLBPA. And it's kind of ridiculous. I mean, I just give what the MLBPA wants. Just do what they need to do. And just let baseball happen. The only things that they really done is the universal DH, which is pretty big news. Pretty big news on that. I mean, really, obviously, that's big for players like Nelson Cruz. He can now go to the NL. Also, players like Gary Sanchez, who's more of an offensive player. I think he'll be better off at DH than a catcher. But really, we really can't make any of those moves until the MLB and the MLBPA make something happen. Now, the question's already answered for will spring training be delayed? The answer is yes. It's been postponed until March 5th. Will it be postponed more, or will there be any spring training? I think there will. It will just be during mid-March through April, which is kind of ridiculous. But eventually these two sides need to meet, and I think one side eventually needs to give in. And I think that should be the MLB. Because, I mean, I don't know what Robert Manfred is doing, but I think he should just leave as MLB commissioner. He's one of the worst commissioners in all sports, and really just can't get anything right. Will the lockdown end, or the lockout end? Yeah, I think it will eventually. They'll have to come to an agreement at one point, and eventually we will be making signings. We'll be playing baseball, and yeah, just playing baseball and home runs, all that. I just hope it happens. I think it will happen. But just my little quick thing on that. I mean, because really, there's nothing much to talk about the MLB right now, rather than the universal DH, which, again, it's great. Finally needed that. And the lockout. It's kind of ridiculous. Like, I would be talking about so much more MLB if the lockout was not happening. And so, either way, that's what's going on with that. Now let's go to some soccer and see and you can see my predictions for the UEFA Champions League. All right, so the UEFA Champions League. For anyone who doesn't know what the UEFA Champions League is, it's basically where all the top soccer or football clubs in Europe play in one big competition, and they're all grouped depending how they did the previous season. Like, for an example, like, let's say, I don't know, freaking Mr. Potato Head's club won his league. He gets a trophy and he's in the Champions League. And he'll most likely be in the top bowl, which is basically you're gonna be most likely be facing easier rivals and all that. And then let's say Mr. Scissors placed 4th in the league. Mr. Scissors will most likely be getting tougher teams in a group stage. So all the teams will be facing in a group stage. And then the top 2 teams, it'll be, if I have to count here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, like 8. It'll be 8 groups of 4, and just a total of 32 teams. And the top 2 teams will move on to the knockout stages, which, again, they are drawn so that a first place team in a group will be placed with a second place team outside of their group. So it's a little complicated to explain, but that's how the round of 16 draw is set. And then it'll be another draw for the quarterfinals and then the semifinals and final all in one thing. But either way, we're going to be getting to our round of 16 predictions. Some games have already happened. Actually, half of the first game legs have happened this past week right here. So we're just going to get started with those. First, let's go with Manchester City and Sporting Portugal. The first leg of that game ended up in a 5-0 victory for Manchester City, as they were heavy favorites in that game, as they are probably the favorites to win the whole competition. They did one heck of a job in Portugal, as away goals don't count this year, so you never know, because again, away goals, they don't count. But I do think Manchester City will get 2 more, if not 3 more goals at home, and they will beat Sporting Portugal a total score of 8-0. They will move on to the quarters. They always get easy opponents in the round of 16 for some reason, and even in a group stage. So really, I think that's the reason why they're not winning anything in the Champions League. That's why they're not winning it. They get way too easy opponents. Except for this year, they did get PSG in the group stage. But either way, that is my prediction for that. I think the 2 goals in that game will be scored by Raheem Sterling and Kevin De Bruyne. I know it seems kind of basic, 2 of the best players on the team, but I do think that will happen. As the goals in the 5-0 game were scored by Riyad Mahrez, Bernardo Silva, twice, Phil Foden, and Raheem Sterling. So that's what I think is going to happen in the second leg. So that is my prediction for that game, and let's go to our next game. All right, next up we head over to RB Salzburg and Bayern Munich. That game, the first leg of that game, surprisingly ended in a 1-1 draw. No one expected Salzburg to actually compete with Bayern Munich. But hey, look at them go. Goals were scored by, I'm not even going to say that first name. Jeez. Yeah, okay, yeah, I'm not even going to say that. His last name's easy. Adamu. Adamu scored in the 21st minute, and then Kingsley Coman scored in the 90th minute. Bayern Munich almost lost that game in Salzburg, so that's pretty embarrassing for Munich. But as for the second leg, I think it'll be a little bit more normal. I think Bayern Munich will score 2 goals, one by Lewandowski and the other by Serge Gnabry. Actually, no, Nicolas Sula. I think it'll be a corner header in for Nicolas Sula. I think he's going to go to Dortmund in the summer, but I still think he's going to be on the team. I think later in the game, he'll head one in, send Bayern to the quarterfinals. It'll be 2-0 in Munich. Munich will be celebrating, even though they know it should have been almost like the Manchester City game. But that, I think, will be the result of that match. Salzburg, don't get me wrong, they could pull off a Cinderella run, and if they do, I will definitely be cheering for them. But I don't think it will happen. Bayern Munich, I think, is just way too good. And Other than that, uh, Bayern Munich on to the quarterfinals. We'll see who they face. And really, yeah, that's kind of it. As much as I want RB Salzburg to win, I don't think it'll happen. All right, next game. All right, next up, we got Inter Milan and Liverpool. First leg in Milan, in a San Siro. Liverpool, I think they were a little bit quiet. Yes, they were quite quiet throughout the game. Looked like Inter Milan was going to pull off something big, but then in the 75th minute, Roberto Firmino getting a goal in there, and Mohamed Salah in the 83rd minute to make Liverpool win 2-0 in Milan. As for the second leg, I do think it'll end up a 1-0 victory for Inter Milan. I do think Lautaro Martinez will get a goal for Inter, but Liverpool will hold on to that 2-0 lead, and we'll move on to the quarterfinals. Lautaro Martinez will score from the penalty spot, by the way. I do think Liverpool make a mistake, and Inter will score that penalty from Lautaro Martinez. But really, other than that, nothing much else to say. I think Liverpool's defense has been performing very well lately. They will keep Inter contained. But Inter's defense will do the same, especially to Mohamed Salah. I do think they will make some tactical adjustments. And I don't think it'll be good enough offensively. I think the Liverpool defense will be the story of this matchup here. But in the end, I do think Liverpool will move on in a very defensive but competitive match. All right, next up, we got a pretty big game, so let's go to that. Okay, next up, in our final game that the first leg has been completed, PSG and Real Madrid. This definitely is the biggest match in this in the round of 16, as PSG won probably the best team on paper in history. They got Lionel Messi, Neymar, Kylian Mbappe, Sergio Ramos, all on the same team, which is pretty insane. Sergio Ramos, by the way, playing against his former club, definitely was he in the lineup? Was he in the lineup? No, I don't think he was playing. I think it was up stands. But I guess it was kind of weird when he saw Kylian Mbappe score that last-minute goal for PSG, as well, he's cheering on for his current team, but it's against his former team. And Kylian Mbappe, the same thing. I know he wants to go to Real Madrid. We'll see what happens there. But either way, Mbappe and company win 1-0 in PSG. They will go to Real Madrid. I think, let's see here, March 9th. Let's see if they can hold on that 1-0 lead. And from what I've been seeing how the PSG defense played, only allowing 3 shots for Real Madrid, I do think that will be the case. I do think it'll be another 1-0 victory for PSG. This time, Lionel Messi scoring a goal, I think. But I think PSG, they will move on. They will knock out Real Madrid. Real Madrid, a pretty surprising early exit. Benzema, I think he'll give everything that he can. So will Vinicius Jr., but I don't think it will be enough, as the Real Madrid defense will make a mistake and the PSG defense will not. But PSG, they do look a little shaky right now. They could be out the quarterfinals depending who they draw. But we will see what will happen for PSG and company, or Lionel Messi and PSG and company. But yeah, PSG moving on. Should be a great game over Madrid. But for now, let's go to our next few games. All right, so now for our games that haven't really, that leg one has not been played yet. First, starting with Chelsea and Lille. or Lille, or whatever. I don't know how the French people say it. But Chelsea and Lille, Chelsea finishing second in their group behind Juve, obviously my team. They play. I mean, I'm close to getting first, but in the end they got a pretty big victory in the draw. They twice got Lille because of that miscommunication with Man United and all that, or Atletico was placed in the wrong bowl. It's a pretty weird situation over there, but either way, Chelsea got the same opponent. Lille, League 1, they call it, I think. I don't know, man. I'm American. I don't know this stuff. But either way, Ligue 1 champions, Lille, Chelsea, obviously the defending Champions League winners, looking to defend their title. First leg, it will be a 3-0 victory for Chelsea. They look good. Oh, they always look good in the bridge. Lille will make quite a few mistakes, but this time, well, yeah, they'll make quite a few mistakes in there. Goals will be scored by Romelu Lukaku, believe it or not. Jorginho from the penalty spot, because that's where he basically scores from. And honestly, I think Timo Werner will get one in there. Believe it? I think he will. Timo Werner should get a goal in there. I do think he'll get one later in the game. But 3-0 over in Chelsea, over in Lille. It will be a 4-0 victory for Chelsea, making it a total 7-0. Oh, and the total, obviously, well, total scores for last game, if I don't pump down. PSG, Real Madrid, 2-0 PSG. Salzburg, Bayern, 3-1. Bayern, Inter, and Liverpool, 2-1. Liverpool. So, yeah, so 7-0 Chelsea for this one. Here at the 4-0 game will be 2 goals by Mason Mount. I think we'll have a good game there. I really have to see Chelsea's front. I forgot most of their players. I don't know why. Either way, players. I think Kai Havertz will score a goal, and Antonio Rudiger will get a header in there. But yeah, Chelsea will move on. 7-0 victory there in total. Should be easy Chelsea victory. And now we go to our next match. All right, next up we got Villarreal, I think that's how you say it, and Juventus. Now Juve, they've been struggling quite a bit. I mean, they got some big wins, and then some games that they should have won but didn't. Right now, I think Juve are 5th. I think they're 5th. Yeah, they're not even favored to win this. Villarreal has a 36% chance to win leg 1, which is kind of surprising to me. And then again, we just drew 2 straight games. Right now, they're 4th in Serie A. But again, should be a pretty competitive game. This game, I do think will end up in a 2-2 draw. Villarreal. Let's see here. Samuel Chukwueze, I think he's Nigerian. He'll score 1 goal, and then the other will be scored by Gerard Moreno. That'll be the other goal for Villarreal. And then Juve, I think Dusan Vlahovic, the new signing for Juve, will score 2 goals in his Champions League debut. He's a goal scoring machine. He's very, very good. I'm very excited for him. And then in the second leg, over in Torino, Juve will win 2-0. The Juve defense will hold up. I think Dennis Seki, I have to see his name. Zakaria or something like that. Oh yeah, I got it right. Holy crap. Zakaria. He will have a great game. I think he'll score one of the goals. And then Dusan Vlahovic will get the other goal. Making Juve win the draw here. Total of 4-2. Villarreal, I think they do have a very solid roster. Defending Europa League winners. I'm pretty sure, yeah. Yep, defending Europa League winners. But I do think Villarreal will get knocked out here against Juventus, who are looking to win a title desperately this year for really anything at this point. Should be an interesting round for Juve. They're doing pretty good in the Champions League, but in Serie A, not really. So really, it should be a good matchup here. But again, I have Juve winning 4-2. Not because I'm a fan, I just generally think that. Either way, next match. All right, Atletico Madrid, Manchester United. That is what we're going to be talking about next. It was going to be Manchester United and PSG, Messi versus Ronaldo in the round of 16. I was going to be very excited for that matchup, but then the redraw. So instead, we get Ronaldo facing a good old friend, Atletico Madrid. First leg, it'll be a 2-0 victory for Atletico Madrid. Luis Suarez and Antoine Griezmann. I know it seems very basic, but I think it will happen. They'll be scoring the goals for Atletico. And then in Manchester, will Ronaldo do it to Atletico again, scoring a hat trick to send them home? No, I think it will end up a 1-1 draw, being a total of 3-1 Atletico Madrid. With how Man United is playing, I don't think they're going to make it through. They have not been playing well. Ronaldo just ended a 6-game scoreless drought. Ronaldo will score the goal though. I do think he will get that goal in there, but I don't think it will be enough. Ronaldo will be knocked out the round 16 once again. Ever since his hat trick against Atletico, I think he'll once again be out of round 16. The goal for Atletico will be scored. I think it will be scored by Luis Suarez again. So it should be a good matchup for these two. Should be a great one to watch. And in the end, I got Atletico moving on 3-1. And now for our last game of the predictions, which should be a pretty good one. All right, last matchup, Benfica and Ajax. I think this one should be first leg. It'll end up in a 1-1 draw. I think Ajax, they will get a goal in. I do think Sebastian Haller will get that in for them. And then for Benfica, Nicolas Otamendi with a header, he'll get that in for Benfica. And then the second leg, it will be a 2-0 victory for Ajax. Anthony scoring both goals. Should be a good matchup here. I do think Benfica and Ajax are evenly matched, but Ajax have been playing much better this season than Benfica. And that is my round of 16 predictions for this matchup. The total again will be 3-1 favor of Ajax. But yeah, that is my matchup for that. All right, now we got my NBA second half predictions. Just some pretty basic things, nothing too crazy. Number one, I do think Joel Embiid will get injured, ruining his MVP chances. As much as I love what Joel Embiid is doing right now, I do think he will get injured. The 76ers super team will get dismantled because of this. It's really not looking good. I don't think it'll be good for Philadelphia at all. But yeah, Embiid gets injured, MVP chances are ruined. 76ers chances are ruined. 76ers will fall to around like 5 or 6 seed in the playoffs because of this injury. I think it'll be some sort of knee injury, not an ACL, maybe a strained ACL. Or not torn ACL, maybe a strained ACL, but yeah, it'll actually, no, if it's gonna be like season ending, strained ACL isn't that bad. I think it'll be a ankle injury that'll hurt him. But that's my prediction on that. And I don't hate Joel Embiid. I genuinely think that's just gonna happen. The Celtics will rebound. They will get a lot better, and I think they'll end up as a 4 or 5 seed in the NBA playoffs. Tatum getting a little bit of a late MVP push, pushing the Celtics to a better seeding. I think the Celtics will do much better in the second half than in the first half. Cleveland, they will finish third. I think they will continue to have that big season. They will finish. Jarvis Garland will continue to be great along with Evan Mobley and Jared Allen. I think both of them will have a great second half, causing Evan Mobley to win the MVP. So really, I think that's going to happen for those. Next up, I do think that Dallas Mavericks will miss the playoffs. I did say that Dinwiddie trade could help them make the playoffs, but I just don't know about it now. I do think they'll just barely miss the playoffs. Like I said, they'll just miss the playoffs just a bit. Lakers will also miss the playoffs. Actually, they'll be the 10th seed in the play-in tournament, and they will lose in the first round. But that's my prediction for that. MVP, I think, will be Stephen Curry. He will lead the Warriors to a close 2 seed. Phoenix will be the 1 seed. They'll have the best record in the league, followed by the Warriors. Nikola Jokic, he'll have a little slump, causing the Nuggets to fall down to the 5th seed in playoffs. And then my last prediction, the Chicago Bulls will be the number 1 seed in the Eastern Conference. I do think the big three of Lonzo Ball, DeMar DeRozan, even though Lonzo is injured, I don't know when he's going to be back, and also Zach LaVine. Ayo Dosunmu's been great. Really, the Bulls bench is great. Billy Donovan's doing great. I do think they'll be number 1 seed in the Eastern Conference. Brooklyn will be better than what they were before. I think Ben Simmons will come back and he'll do well for Brooklyn, especially with home games and games in New York. But Brooklyn will be a 6th seed. And really, other than that, those are just my predictions, just quick predictions. Nothing too major. Don't want to go into everything, or else this will be crazy long. But just some pretty big predictions there concerning some teams, some big surprises and all that. But that will also do it for this episode today. Not a lot going around in sports this week, but like I said, if anything goes around, I'll make sure to update view that, my takes and all that. Make sure to follow the Instagram. It's right up here. I'll try and post more often. I mean, nothing much again has happened this week with the NFL being over, NBA All-Star Weekend, celebrity gamers yesterday. I heard Myles Garrett was dominant, but either way, other than that, that's really gonna do it for us today. Have yourselves a good day, and I'll see you in the next episode. See ya.